I will give you that. Yeah, hello. So here we are with Be Well Fitness. And today it's my great pleasure and honor to have Lynn here, who is one of the greatest experts in Dayton, Ohio. She has two happy hormone cottages. And I love how she starts with the word happy. So it's like happy hormone. Yes. Excellent. And I know Lynn has been very, very dedicated to educating women about hormones. And I also want to say, if you are here joining us live, it would be very nice of you to say hello. So we want to know who is here live. I know there was a huge interest when I posted the event, and lots of people were saying coming. So when you come, just say hello. And you can also leave comments at any time. I will be reading them, and Lynn will be graciously responding to the comments. So yes. And again, so back to Lynn. So I know she's been very dedicated and passionate about educating women about hormones and also fitness level. And I love how she's very active with her strength training and also physical activities. And she's just a ball of fire, like this lady.
Hope I don't let you down.
If I gave you a nickname, I would say energizing bunny.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you. So I love it. Thank you so much.
But that's great because as we kind of get over that 40 edge, we start losing the energy, or we start having those spikes of energy. And a lot of times it is due to hormonal imbalances or just hormonal changes that we're experiencing.
Absolutely.
Well, anyway, that was just kind of a preview, but I'm going to give Lynn a few minutes to actually say what she wants to say about herself, so you know a little bit more about Lynn and her happy hormone cottage.
Okay. Yeah, thanks so much, and thanks for inviting me. I think that you're lovely. And we've known each other for a long time, so it's just great to be with you. I began my journey when I was 49. I was teaching sixth grade at inner city. I was teacher of the year in 2004 and 2005, so I was pretty good. 2009 comes, and I began to have a lot of hemorrhaging issues, and I found out that I had a fibroid tumor in my uterus who ended up weighing 2 pounds. We named him Bob. And I did not enjoy having Bob as a part of my life or routine. So when the school year came to a close, and I went in and had a radical hysterectomy, and my husband, Jeff, who is a pharmacist and compounding pharmacist, ended up saving me. And what we discovered through this journey is that our doctors are lovely. They're amazing people, men and women. But what we do at our cottage is not taught in medical school. There's a huge gap. So once I understood what was going on with my body with Jeff's help and all my reading and resources, I recognized that women just need to know about their bodies. They go to their trusted OBGYN for help, and they're lovely again, but they're not really interested in fixing and finding the root cause. They'll want to give them some kind of maybe a Prozac. I'm like, well, you're not really Prozac deficient, probably. Or they might give them a patch or something, which is a one size fits most, and that's all okay. But we really want to find and identify the root cause and then get women to be better for the rest of their lives. And here's the one thing that I know. Being a sixth grade teacher and being a visual teacher, if this is a hormone receptor, okay, it's pretty full up until the age of 35. And then after age 35, say my camera's backwards, after age 35, as our ovaries begin to age, our receptors begin to get lower and lower. This is progesterone now, lower and lower and lower. By the time you're 40, 42, 48, the cup is emptying, and then you don't have the progesterone you need to go the distance. And if you're taking notes, or if you can take notes, there are 7 important jobs of progesterone. The number one job of progesterone is to help us sleep. You know as well as I do that if you're not sleeping, you're going to be tired. I always say tired women don't even want sex. There may not be any sex in Ohio. Maybe Indiana, not Ohio. So sleep is a really big deal. Its second task of progesterone is to help depression and anxiety, okay? 4 is to help elevate the mood. 5, get rid of those pesky sugar cravings. 6, help aches and pains. And then 7 is to help prevent breast cancer by balancing with estrogen. So it's a huge hormone. And again, after age 35, you don't have as much as you need. We have to replenish that to give you the task, to get the task done so you can have the energy you need to go the distance and work out with people like Julia.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love how you covered all 7 functions of progesterone. So now, ladies, you kind of have an excuse to say, well, excuse me, honey, I'm low on progesterone today. That's why I feel all those 7 today.
That's right.
I'm going to go visit Lynn.
Yeah, the happy hormone.
Have a
So
good
yeah,
time with the happy hormone cottage.
yeah.
So, but definitely it's just funny segue. But I work with a lot of women who are 40 plus, and just like this week, I've had at least two ladies who were complaining. So one, she was saying that I don't know what's going on with me, and she's 52. She's pretty active and eats well and takes care of herself. But she just says, I cannot finish my 30-minute workout without feeling exhausted. And I said, well, I'm going to be meeting Lynn today, so I'm going to check on that.
Yeah.
So is there something we can say, like maybe it's a progesterone related, or can some be other hormones?
Sure, yeah. I mean, and as we age and get into and out of menopause, go through menopause, you're going to also need some estrogen and maybe some testosterone that do their own jobs. We also want to look at adrenal glands and thyroid. Those are both very important hormones in our body, the cortisol and thyroid, that can also greatly impact fatigue, energy, a lot of our health issues. So it's all about balance. Balance is the key word of the whole evening. It's the operative word for my life. It's all about balance, having enough progesterone, enough estrogen as you go through menopause, enough testosterone, making sure your thyroid is balanced, and then you have adrenal health. When you do those things in our triad, which is in our wheelhouse, women can have energy and work out and have libido and get rid of brain fog and watch their weight. It's incredible. If you do nothing, today is the best day you're ever going to have.
Yes, that's exactly it. So, and who does not want to have more energy and also sleep better and have a no brain fog? So that means we can like create more and more, and women are creative. So,
Absolutely.
and we have a few participants here. So hello, Amanda. And Amanda is another great wellness professional here in Mason, Ohio. And she says, and now all the husbands will be cheering us on to get our hormones checked. Yes, hallelujah to that, Amanda. Yes, we have to educate our husbands. That's it. And hopefully they're watching this too. And Katie, hello. Thank you for joining. Katie, if you have any questions, just let us know here. So yes, that's great. So like, yes, I just had a conversation with my other client who is actually 65, and she's been complaining that her sleep is just not being the same. And she wakes up feeling sweaty, and when she wakes up, she doesn't have energy and kind of like that brain fog and all that stuff. And she's a relatively healthy lady. So then, yes, I would say that if you're taking care of your food and also doing some regular exercising and still not feeling up to the par, then yeah, probably good idea just to check the hormones. Hello, Maribel. And if you have any questions, I know you may have some questions for Lynn, just let us know. Put it in the comments here. So I'll be checking on the questions. Yes, and I wanted to also talk about estrogen. So I know it has a lot more information and a lot more popularity, I have to say. So because I hear a lot more estrogen, 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 and progesterone, I'm like, I hear but I just learned a little bit more about it from you. Yeah. So can you shed some light on estrogen and how it, I think, if I'm correct, how it can affect bone loss, right?
Sure, yeah. Well, estrogen is a really important hormone. It does 300 jobs in the body, and mainly the jobs revolve around protecting the brain from dementia and the heart from heart disease. So when you are going through menopause and postmenopause, we want to introduce estrogen therapy into our women. And I do want to do a segue here. You know, you go to your doctor, they do blood work, and they gives you a number. And that's all well and good. It just isn't that helpful. What we do at our hormone cottage is we do this, it's called the Dutch test. Precision analytical, we use dry urine strip testing, and we can customize therapy for each woman based on the 15-page report, the diagnosis. So it's a lot of information that we can make in our compounding lab, progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, to customize for each woman as far as the recipe and the dosing and so on to meet every woman's needs. Because you and I, right here, Julia, we don't have the same size clothing, the same colors, we're the same hair, we're different women, right? Different ages, different needs. So why would we have the same hormone therapy? Well, we wouldn't. We want to customize for each woman. So estrogen is a really important hormone. It works in conjunction with the other hormones to help signal the osteoblasts to build new bone. So you're not going to get osteoporosis. And skinny white women by the age of 50 often need testosterone. I've got a neighbor, Cheryl. I love her. She's my age. Used to play softball in college. Will never need it. She could take me down to the mat and wrestle me to death. She'll never need testosterone. So it's an individual thing. Could be genetics or whatever the body's need is. But you want to have those levels checked and not assume that you may or may not need it. But it is a great bone building therapy.
Well, that's good. That's excellent. And I love how you are doing a customized approach to every woman, because that's what I'm all about. I feel that every woman is unique, and we definitely have to stay within those parameters to get the best results.
Right.
So I love that about your approach. And Maribel, I don't think it's a question unless just give me more information, Maribel. And she says, I received the Dutch test monitoring my cycle date to administer.
Right. Yeah, she's going to want to take, if you're having a regular period, you want to test on day 19, 20, or 21 of your cycle. If you began to have your period, let's say on January 1st, the first day you began to bleed, you test January 19th, 20th, or 21st, about a week after you ovulate. If you no longer have a period like I wouldn't, I've had a hysterectomy, then I can test any day I want to.
Okay, good. So the Dutch test, interesting.
Yeah, that's this.
Okay, so and I have a question that I received via email from one of my great clients.
Okay.
So Victoria, that's for you. He's asking about this. Okay, Maribel, she says thank you. But if you have any question about it, just let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, so from Victoria, I'm gonna read it. In postmenopausal women, what are the hormone levels that you shoot for? How are the levels monitored and outcomes evaluated?
Good question. I think when the question that she's asking revolves around a lot of blood work, the levels and the number. When you do blood work with your doctor, you'll get a number. And normally the answer is you're in range. My line has been, you've got to be dead to be out of range, and we're not quite dead yet, right? So we don't worry as much about numbers. When we do the Dutch test, it stands for dried urine testing for comprehensive hormones. And it really focuses on methylation pathways, metabolites of the hormones, organic acids, steroids. So it isn't really so much about the levels, but yes, in the 15-page report identifies what the hormones are doing in your body, the pathway they're moving. We can even reroute some of the estrogen to help prevent breast cancer as needed. And then we monitor that by giving you the yearly test or test every other year. But we mainly look at the body's biofeedback. When you come in for your 3-month checkup, how are you feeling? How are you sleeping? How is your energy? How is your brain fog? Are you able to lose weight? Amanda Brinkman-Brockman is on here. I call her Amanda B Squared, and she's got an amazing program with intermittent fasting called A Faster Way to Weight Loss. She's a really great client of ours, since it's a lot of women, and she swears by this information. And so we just know that we have to really work on getting our hormones in balance and monitoring them from our Dutch test, and then adjusting dosing as needed. And a quick comment on that, we make our hormone therapy from plant-based powder, so it's natural. Women want organic and natural. And then since it's in these HR tickers, you can adjust dosing as needed. It's a reverse rate. It comes out the top, and then we use this vaginally to refill all of our receptors. So we can adjust dosing as needed based on your body's biofeedback. Unlike a blood test, you look at the numbers. We look at way more in our 15-page analysis of your dried urine specimens. It goes to the lab in Oregon. We don't do those. It comes to the lab in Oregon. We get the results back in our lab.
That's very comprehensive, and that was a very deep question. Thank you, Lynn, for answering that.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of questions from Katie. So she's asking, so do any women's doctors do this hormone test? I guess she's referring to the Dutch test, right? So this is OBGYNs.
I don't know of many. This is mainly a functional medicine approach. It looks at the whole body, and it takes a lot of time. Most OBGYNs, from what I know, this can't be done in a 15-minute copay appointment. It's comprehensive. Our nurse practitioner meets with our clients for an hour, in depth, going over the results, customizing a strategy, having a conversation with. So most doctors that I know of don't do this testing. It's just really involved. And what I like about us is we have our own company lab, so we come full circle. Women can come in with a my Hormones 101 with Lynn, free Zoom session to get educated, or step 1 consultation, do the Dutch test, have the appointment with the nurse practitioner, and pick up their therapy all in one circle. And we're accountable for each piece. So I would say the short answer is probably not. but we in our practice have nurse practitioners. We have our own doctors. So, and we do telemedicine now. So we have women coming in from all over the country. So we don't have to be seen in person. Did that sort of answer the question?
I hope it is. Katie, let us know if Lynn answered your question. And she is a local resource. And like you said, they do have functional medicine, so you can just schedule an appointment there. But she also, okay, she says, awesome, thank you. And she has another question.
Okay.
Does the test, and I guess that's going to be the Dutch test, measure all hormones, including cortisol and thyroid?
Good question. Is that Katie? She's on the ball, that Katie. Yes, it measures, it identifies methylation pathways and so on of the estrogen, the testosterone, progesterone, pregnenolone, and DHEA, and cortisol. Thyroid, we want to check in a blood test, which we have a 10-point blood panel for thyroid that is billed to your insurance company, which is really helpful. And then we can work with thyroid as well. It's a 10-point panel. The beloved TSH, we all love the TSH, the T4, then the reverse T3, reverse T4, T3, the TJB and TPO for the Hashimoto's markers, ferritin, vitamin D, so the 10 points of the thyroid.
Wow. Yeah, everybody has to do a test, I think.
Aren't you glad you asked Katie?
So Katie, good job on questions. Keep them coming. But we're not going to be here till tomorrow, so you may have to. And actually, we have Nikki, Lynn's assistant. She posted a link to Hormone 101 with Lynn, and that's a free session. So, and you can also go on the website, and the link will be posted, or just go to this link and schedule that one-on-one session. It's a Zoom session, so you can continue learning and see what you need to do.
It's actually small. It's actually a small group. There are like 4 women that talk with me, so it's a small group of women.
A private group.
Yeah.
Good. So you're just gonna look in the comments here, and Nikki posted the link. So I'm gonna go back to Mary Bell, and she is asking, my last cycle was on January 17th. When do I test if I don't ovulate?
Okay.
Cycle next month. I'm 55 and my cycle has become very short now. Just curious. So I don't know if it's a personal question or you can answer that.
Yeah, I think she would test around February 5th. I look at my calendar, February 5th, 6th, or 7th.
Yeah, Lynn is on the ball, so she has no brain fog.
So February 5th, 6th, or 7th. But Maribel, you can email me. My name here, lynhogrefe@gmail.com. I'm happy to help you, or give us a call at 513-444-6343, and you can put that in the box or the comments. But it looks like February 5th, 6th, or 7th for you. And if people that are really, like, have had an ablation or are really erratic, or they're older and they have a period maybe every 4 months, you can test whenever you want to. The day 19-20-21 is for people who are having a regular period. But as you get older and more erratic, it's not as imperative that you test on those 3 days of the month. Okay.
Well, that's a very good answer. So you're on the ball. Well, Mary Bell, just let us know if that made sense to you, or you might just contact Lynn and schedule that 101 session.
Yeah.
And Jennifer here, she's asking, I did the Dutch test through my dietitian and have adjusted my supplements and other therapies based on the results. If I decide to look into hormone therapy, can I bring my results into you?
How old are they? We'd like them to be less than a year old. And here's my truth. I'm just going to be blunt because I can be. I'm old and I can be blunt. The only way you can get more hormones is through hormone therapy. You can't eat your way to hormone balance. You can't supplement your way to hormone balance. You can balance what you have, but you can't make more. And after you're 35 years old, you begin to need progesterone. And then as you go into menopause and out of it, you need estrogen and testosterone. Working out with Julia is going to be amazing. Eating right, juicing, doing yoga, do it all. But the only way to get more hormones is through more hormones. And what we do at our lab is one way, the bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. So if you don't recognize and validate the hormone piece, you're not going to be doing your body the service that needs to go the distance with a higher quality of life and to prevent disease as we age. Does that make sense? So I think you're great. So you're great to work with your dietitian. She can't write prescriptions, I'm betting. She's a great guide for everything else. So continue on with her. But then add the hormone piece, because it's one piece I believe that you're missing.
So how old for the results?
A year, less than a year would be helpful. Less than a year.
Okay. So then if it's a less than a year, she can come and bring them to you, and then you'll figure it out.
Yeah, she can call us. She can call us. We'll download them into our portal and we can have a conversation. Yes.
Okay, and Mary Bell says, yes, she got what you said, and it makes perfect sense to her.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, Mary Bell. So we're happy we answered your question. So let us know how it goes. We'll just follow up with Lynn. And I see that Nikki posted the phone number and Lynn's email address. So if you need to contact her in person.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. I think I just want to touch maybe a little bit more on another hormone, which is a testosterone. And I know that it's kind of like that hidden gem for women. And we hear this a lot, like it's a man's hormone, it's a man, and it's a sex hormone, and women don't have it. So how about we debunk this myth?
Yeah, sure. Testosterone isn't just for men anymore, as my joke at my Zoom sessions. We have it as well. We need it as well. It's got 4 big jobs. The first one is to help build new bone. It's a great hormone for helping us to prevent osteoporosis. Number 2 is memory recall. Number 3 helps energy. And 4, when we can address adrenal issues, it'll help libido. So bones, memory, energy, and libido when we can address any cortisol and adrenal fatigue issues. Again, tired women don't want sex. Let's heal the adrenal glands, the cortisol issues, and then introduce the testosterone to help libido come back in about 7 months. It's not a magic cream. It's not going to, it's not magic. You have to work at it. But testosterone is also very important. Again, not everyone's going to need, every woman, in our opinion, is going to need progesterone and estrogen at some point. Some may not need testosterone. I did. Julia, you're tiny. You probably will. But again, the testing will let us know when you need it and what you need.
Okay, but it is true that women, compared to men, have lesser amount of testosterone, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, is there like a percentage or?
Well, for the most part, I mean, I am seeing. I mean, we have a men's center called the IHC, Integrative Hormone Center for Men, and men are coming in to see my husband in our IHC for Men Center for help. We're not a low T or low testosterone center, but it's interesting that most men do need testosterone supplementation, and it's happening at a younger and younger age. It's interesting. And here's my tip: the more stressful life a man has, typically the younger he'll need testosterone supplementation, because stress is a real testosterone buster for men. So, and the symptoms of a man would be, I call it the couch potato syndrome. They don't have the energy anymore. They can't build muscle when they go to the gym to work out. They have the issues in the bedroom. They just seem to be more passive. Those are big keys that they need to have their testosterone levels checked. And in men, we do a really great blood panel, not the Dutch test at this point. And then for men, Jeff provides them with little teeny, I think they're called subcutaneous needles. They give themselves an injection under the skin of the stomach every 5 nights to keep the testosterone level in a nice, normal, even range. Not too aggressive, not too high, and certainly not too low. But Jeff's real passion is to reduce cardiac risk and prostate cancer. And those all go hand in hand.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's very informative. So we debunked that myth. It's just like, yes, when I educate women on pelvic floor and core, so because they are related, but then I work with their husbands sometimes and I mention pelvic floor and they just say, no, I don't have it. So it's kind of that same kind of story.
Right.
All right. So if you have any other questions, let us know. And yes, Nikki, men need balance too.
They do.
Yes,
They do.
not
They
just
do.
a balanced wife.
Right.
It's a balanced wife, balanced husband, balanced life.
Right. Absolutely.
And then we have a happy cottage.
That's right. And I always say, when women in the family matter, families thrive. Women put themselves last. We're busy. We've raised children. We're raising children. We're multitasking fools, and we're always last on our list. But when you put yourselves back on your list and you matter, the entire family thrives. Ask Amanda Brinkman-Brockman.
Exactly.
I mean, it's an amazing. So we're women helping women, educating them to empower them to make the best choices for their body.
Exactly. Yes. And that's kind of like where I work with women. So they've been taking care of family and career, and now they're empty nesters. Their children are grown up, and they remember it once in a lifetime. They used to be active and they did something for their body and with their body, and now they just need that platform to transition back to be active, to do strength training so that they can enjoy life, just like simple gardening or walking or running, whatever they need to do or want to do, really.
Right.
So at this time of the life, because it's more about wanting and hopefully not so much about must do.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And we want to respect the pocketbook too. A lot of women will say, does insurance cover this? And it's too expensive. It's really not. You have to invest in yourself. Our little clicky tops of progesterone or our hormone creams are $90 for a 3 to 5 month supply. Some of the last you 6 months. $90 for that amount of time is not a lot of money, I don't think. It's very affordable, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I think it's also just depends on the mindset. So if we look at it as an investment and not the expense, then what are the benefits? Because when we invest in the long run, and you just listed so many reasons, so it's more energy, it's a better sleep, so you can be happier more, you can know have I keep forgetting what is that brain fog.
We can help you, Julia. We can help you.
Right. So yes, better sex life and so on. So there's so many benefits. This is the investment and not necessarily the expense. Right. So definitely invest in yourself, and your family will be happy and your life will be happier as well. And you can spread the word and share this knowledge with other women who might be struggling and don't know what to do and where to go. So you can talk about Happy Hormone Cottage. Yep. So, and of course, working on strength training and lifting weights, this is also stimulates the muscles, the bones, and with better hormones, that's going to be a better transition as well. So I know that Lynn is very, very active in her age. She does strength training.
I'm 110, really.
Yeah, she's 110, really, and she's just tiny. So yes, I bet you will live 110. Yes, exactly. Well, but because we are in that age, so, but I know you're very active, and can you tell us what you love to do? What's your most favorite thing? How do you stay so energized and active?
Okay. Well, again, not to harp at this, but it's hormone balance. It's eating right. It's working out. It's balance in my life. I'm working through my stress, but because I have replaced my hormones in my body, remember the little cup that we have? It allows me to have the energy to do my workout. So, and on the Enneagram, I'm a 3. I'm a firstborn overachiever. So every day of the year, unless I'm sick, which I rarely am, I will ride my exercise bike 32 minutes, and that 2-minute warm up in 30 minutes, and I get a nice sweat. I love to plank for my core, which makes you happy, Julia. And I began planking for 30 seconds. I began 2 years ago, June, and now I'm up to 5 minutes and 20 seconds. I think I did 5 minutes and 30 seconds yesterday. So planking.
Yay, that's persistent.
Yeah. And then I did genetic testing with my husband at our Happy Hormone Cottage about a year and a half ago, and I found out that I can build muscle easily. And my husband said, look at your cousins. I have really well-built male cousins. And he said, look at them. He said, this is a family genetic trait. You build muscle easily. And I didn't know that. So I do have kind of amazing triceps, I must say. And I do my TRX every 3 days. And
nice.
And I have a Bosu ball, one of those balls that looks like a dome. I balance on that every day because I should do 30 seconds or a minute on each foot balancing on this ball, because balance is a big thing that goes when you hit and beyond. So I balance on that. I do wall sits. I don't have like free weights. I should, but I do the TRX and I do resistance training, and then I do my planking and my bike. And then when it's warm weather, I bike outside with my little puppy.
Oh yes, that's awesome. Up the hill and down the hill. So yeah, that requires a lot of strength. And with strength, life is just much easier. And Amanda cheering you on here. Ooh, that's some core strength. Yes, I agree, Amanda. That's some core strength. And Amanda is the one that Lynn was referring to earlier. She has a great program, Faster to Weight Loss, right?
Faster weight. Well, Amanda,
faster way to weight loss.
Amanda, put it in the comments. And
feel free to place your link here too, Amanda. So yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Great. So that's awesome. So this is probably going to conclude. I think that Victoria might have been joining us. So if you're here and if you have a question, let us know. We did answer your question earlier, but if you have any other questions, just let us know if you are here. Okay. And we're just going to be wrapping up. So I think, thank you, ladies. Yes, thank you, Amanda, for joining, and put your link here to your program. So yes. So yes, we're here just trying to educate women and support each other. So this is Julia with Be Well Fitness, and I always wish every woman to feel strong, able, and well, and enjoy the life over beyond 40s. And keep learning and educating yourself about all other parts that we need to know at this age, like hormones. And Lynn is a great resource here in Dayton, Ohio, with Happy Hormone Cottage. So, Lynn, would you like to do your little summary here? Whatever else you want to say?
I think I've said what I wanted to say, and I just think, do the reading. Check out a really great book that I love is called Bioidentical Hormones 101 by Dr. Jeffrey Dosh. Nikki can put that in the comments, but Dr. Jeffrey Dosh has this book out, and it's also digital. So go to bioidenticalhormones101.com and read some of the myths about hormone balance that still causes confusion, to clear up those myths so you're comfortable. And if you have a thing about, it causes cancer, that is a myth. It's not true. What we do does not cause cancer. It helps prevent it. He dispels that myth. So continue to read and educate, learn, ask questions, empower yourselves to take charge of your best health for the best life you can possibly have, because you've earned it. You need it. This is the only life you get. So take care of your body.
Yes, and that's the only body you have for this only life. So yeah, very good message. And Amanda says, I'm a happy Hormone Cottage client and love helping women over 40. Yes, and she put her link here, Faster Weight Coach. And that's a faster way coach to weight loss. Excellent. Thank you, Amanda, for joining. And yes, and I also do have a program for women over 40. So who are, again, once were active and now want to transition, but they're slightly intimidated by strength training, don't know where to start, kind of concerned about their pains and aches that they're experiencing now. So I am taking these women through the 12-week program to teach them the basic foundation of the core, the pelvic floor, and then building up the strength foundation so that on the second or third month, we can start doing a lot more interesting things and feeling amazing. And I will be also bringing experts to the program to talk and educate, of course. And the program is called Activate You. It is on my website, and I will make a link here too. Well, thanks so much. I've had a lot of time and glad that some women were joining us live. And Lynn, you are amazing. Please keep up your work and educate women. So thank you so much for being my guest, and I hope we can do it again.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. You're lovely, and I think that you do an amazing job. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, ladies. Be well.
Okay, bye-bye.